There's nothing sicker than Viffer. I mean, you can add, out of all the humans, you can add in like animal, plants, extraterrestrial collisions. There's nothing sicker than Viffer. It's just so sick. What is going on? What the guy in the back of his head with the chalkboard, what kind of formulas are being written on that chalkboard? What the hell is going on there?
Okay, here we go. Best of the big game, Viffer edition.
The greatest cash game hands involving Chris. Mike, I honestly can't remember what Viffer's real name is.
Doesn't matter. All you need to know is that he is a shark at the cash tables.
And as we just heard, he is one of the sickest. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you sickos.
I don't want to check then.
Oh, I'm going to probably raise you.
Viffer bets 400 in the dark and hits bottom pair.
That's not even a check. That's like just a waste of space.
Viffer's basically done this to prevent Daniel from continuation betting.
How about raising?
How much is that?
54.
Viffer calls.
Daniel's raising an amount that makes it look like he's trying to get rid of the Viffer.
Viffer bets in the dark again. 9 of spades on the turn, giving Viffer a flush draw.
Viffer's basically checking by betting, so his call on the flop isn't so bad up against any random continuation bet.
Daniel raises to 12-4.
Now that he's got a pair and a flush draw, he may not be going anywhere.
Why do you always raise me?
You're not really betting. That's not really a bet. 400.
Whoa, repop to 41-4.
This is a pretty scary board for two aces. 7, 8, and King, Queen both just got there. Spades picked up more outs. Now, it is way more likely that Viffer would be semi-bluffing here than he is to actually have something, so while technically this is a 3-bet, it really is just a raise.
Daniel calls.
Interesting card coming.
Another 400 from Viffer in the dark, and a set of aces for Daniel.
Oh my God. What are you doing, Viffer? He's mashing my brain into bits.
It is very peculiar the way he's played this hand.
Oh boy. I really wish you would have bet like 50 or 60,000. Oh, this is gonna be so pansy-like. I'm the biggest pansy of all time. I'm such a chicken, only because you're so creative and tricky and all this funky stuff. You could actually bet 400, hope I make a legit raise, and then just boom, blow me off the hand. And I'm too scared of that. Just flat out, fear. This is just a fear call.
He calls.
That means this will make the highlight reels.
What do you got?
Nothing, of course.
Oh, good. It's good for me. I almost folded, I swear. I really did.
Have a 3.
5-4-5 on the flop.
Safe flop for Troy. A bet here would probably take it down.
No bet, a check. So does Viffer.
Troy's trying to disguise the strength of his hand.
Ace of spades on the turn.
This might be a scare card for Troy.
Fires 10,000.
Maybe he remembered that Viffer limp called pre-flop. He probably wouldn't have done that with an ace.
Viffer drawing dead at this point.
Looks like he's up to something.
I should have left.
50 or 60.
Viffer calls.
Makes the call drawing dead. He's clearly on a pure float, which means he may try to steal this pot from Troy on the river.
The river is the 3 of spades. Troy bets 10,000 again.
This is only a third of the pot. Viffer may read it as weak.
I'm all in.
Viffer shoves.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that suction?
The loose cannon's been put to a decision for all of his chips, and he looks just sick about it.
Somebody call wardrobe. We're gonna need a new pair of drawers.
If the ace scared Troy, he should have wanted to get to showdown as cheaply as possible. Betting was not the way to do that. Now there's a lot out there to worry about. An ace, a 5, a deuce, they all beat Troy.
If Troy makes the call, he will have a profit of more than 64 grand and be the leading loose cannon.
But can he pull the trigger?
He cannot.
I would never bluff you, sir.
Nice hand, sir.
Watching that show Hard Time. Do you ever watch that show on National Geographic?
I have never seen it.
Such a good show where you're like, they're in prison. It's such a good show. You haven't watched it, Hard Time?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, now, there's a hard time for women, because the women are hard too. They're rough.
I think I would be tough.
You'd be all right. But you'd be popular in prison, I think.
Shut up.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, because you're such a bubbly personality.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'd be popular in prison too, Danny.
It's just your bubbly personality.
I mean,
I'll tell you what, I'd have, if I was in prison, I already started, I would have people on my payroll, I promise you that.
I got a question for you.
Tony G in the straddle.
How much would you pay
Yes.
not to go?
To prison? Every single penny that I have and every penny that I could make for the next 10 years, I would pay.
For how
Right,
long?
it's a year.
I wouldn't go to jail for 6 months.
Right. I mean, I can't think of a.
He would never make it.
I would do fine, okay?
No.
Viffer raises with Sooty connectors.
I have money and I can get coffee, I can trade cigarettes, I can do all that stuff.
But you're a brat.
I'm a brat.
You need a lot of things.
In jail, I might be quiet. I'd be like, is this vegan?
I'm just gonna let that sit. So Viffer raised.
Ace Jack for the cannon.
I need 3 vegan meals a day in prison.
I'm sure the vegan meals and the highlights will really win over the cellmates.
Gonzo calls. Over to Sura. Couple of jacks.
He should be able to play this one. Call or re-raise would be fine.
Yeah, he's playing.
And he calls.
Look at this pot. I mean, this is tremendous.
Daniel folds.
I hope I have a qualifying hand.
I didn't need much to have a qualifying hand.
Seaver folds. Ace, queen of diamonds for Tony G.
Certainly qualifying.
Calls.
I have a huge hand. But I'm forced to play. Like, I have to respect Wiffer. What do you have behind you there?
Not much. I'm waiting.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
4 players to the flop. 6-8-8, and the Whiffer didn't whiff this time.
Whiffer flops trippers.
Tony G with the nut flush draw. He checks.
Viffer's pretty short going into this hand.
7,000.
But Viffer's in a great spot since he was the pre-flop aggressor and he connected with this board so huge.
Cannon's out.
Bobby Sura could be in trouble since 2 jacks will be the best hand often enough on this board. Then again, he never really was known for his J's.
He's singing now because he's winning.
And he calls 7,000.
Tony G probably can't fold. It's pretty tough to give Viffer credit for a hand, and he's unlikely to be drawing dead, though he may be concerned with what got Bobby Sura to open the purse strings. If the board weren't paired, this would probably be an auto check raise.
What a hand. What do you have there?
Little over 28.
He's got no orange chips there.
You took them all.
30, so it's like 36.
Didn't you hear Stapes? It's a little over 28.
Bobby Sura. What are you doing there in that hand? Quietly just calling?
Good question. I've been trying to figure it out myself.
He's got like 2 9s.
Basically.
You're too good at this game.
All right, I'm gonna drop it. This is a big laydown.
What are you doing here? I don't think I can condone this
You
plan.
could never imagine. But don't ever tell anyone.
Yeah. You're
Tony
folding?
G has Scott fold for him.
Tony G makes a pretty tight laydown. We're going to have to pull his Maniac card.
To the turn. 9 of hearts.
2 9s, I knew it.
You killed my action.
I'm all in.
Viffer's all in for over 28,000.
Oh, should have re-raised before the flop.
Smells like someone has
28-1.
jacks.
You got it.
Someone has jacks, I think.
Now, Bobby's getting less than 2 to 1, and it's possible Viffer would do this with a draw, but he knows Bobby's been playing tighter than an Ed Hardy t-shirt.
Jack's good.
If Sura does call, Viffer will almost certainly double up.
I hate to see this one on TV, too.
Dylan, muck that hand.
Sura makes a good laydown.
In this case, tight is right.
We're gonna see it real soon anyways.
Show us one card.
Do you want to see?
Sure. We're gonna see it.
Here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you the truth. You're either way ahead or way behind.
Not way ahead. How can jacks ever be way ahead?
He could be way ahead or way behind.
Your verbiage was definitely inaccurate.
All right, I'm not very educated.
King, king, king. Where was that for Troy?
I don't know, but Viffer's caught it this time. He flopped quads.
Is that really king, king, king? 2,000.
Rick makes it 2,000 to go after Chow checks. Viffer smooth calls.
I never ever win one pot.
And Chow's had enough this week.
Yeah, it was a dry night for you. That's for sure. What do you want? Call the turn.
King.
3 of diamonds on the turn.
Check.
Rick checks. Viffer fires 3.
Viffer wants to get paid any way he can.
Well, he's dueling with the right guy. Rick raises to 8.
Rick's bluffed at many an inopportune moment this week. This is probably the worst.
Viffer over the top to 13,000.
Now I believe you. You're still full of but I fold.
Finally, a good fold.
I had that beat. Show me the other one. What was the last hand? Show me the other one.
Another stellar read for Rick.
Nice hand.
You gotta just call the turn there. Let him bomb it into you on the end.
A lot of experts at the table now that the hand's over.
Suited connectors for Viffer. Raises to 1,200. Barry's out. Antonio, he's been quiet as of late. And will remain so.
Okay.
Chow folds.
I thought we had an agreement.
What's that? If there's a king or queen on the flop, I fold. That's the agreement. You can count on that.
The flop. 5 tray 4.
I can't fold this hand, though.
Rick checks.
Rick's got the best hand with ace high. He also has a gut shot draw.
Viffer bets 1,000.
Isn't that less than you bet on pre-flop?
Rick calls.
Viffer's got a gut shot as well.
Another 4 on the turn.
Raheem picks up a flush draw to go with his ace high.
Somehow I know you're going to beat me again. I'll play small ball with you.
Raheem
Okay.
bets 3,000. Quick call from Viffer.
Congratulations. I'm sure you're going to hit the river. Whatever,
No river, no fish.
Whatever you may need, I'm sure you're getting there.
10 of spades on the river.
Check.
Rick checks. Viffer bets 5,000.
Raheem's got the best hand. Tough for him to know that, though.
I don't know how I can miss every draw I've had tonight. I fold. Nut flush draw, straight draw, everything.
Easy game for you.
I flop a set every time.
Show me. I don't believe you. It doesn't matter if you had 2 pair or set 1 pair. I was either going to beat you or I wasn't.
Pocket 7s for Viffer. Calls. Barry folds. Antonio. A big yawn and he's out. Same for Chow. Rick's in. Suited connectors for Troy Howard. Checks. 3 to the flop.
Viffer limps with his pair while he's got Rick and the loose cannon involved.
9 jack 7. Viffer flops a set. Rick checks. Troy checks. And Viffer bets 2,000. Rick folds. The loose cannon calls.
This is a pretty dicey spot for Troy.
Get him, Troy.
He's finally caught a piece of the flop, a pair and a gut shot. He's pretty well crushed unless he hits his gutter ball.
6 of hearts on the turn and Howard checks.
Troy just picked up a lot more outs. He's now open-ended with a flush draw.
Viffer bets 3,000. Troy quickly calls.
Troy would love to see a free card there. Viffer wants to make sure he pays the draw.
Deuce on the river.
It's the deuce of bricks, actually.
Troy checks. Viffer fires 6,000.
This is a relatively small bet in relation to the size of the pot. It's a value bet. Viffer most certainly wants a call.
And Troy does call and sees the bad news.
Whoops.
Man, that turn was a hell of a turn.
Man, you make some hands.
That's free.
Always nice to wake up with 2 pieces of ace.
Raised to 2,400. Chow folds. 9 high for Rick Raheem. On the button. Folds.
I'm amazed.
Not my kind of hands, just my kind of game.
8-7 offsuit. The loose cannon's out. Queen, queen, uh-oh.
Viffer could get in some real trouble here.
Just calls, and Barry folds.
Does anyone else feel it getting cold in here?
The flop. Queen, deuce, 9. Viffer flops a set.
This was going to be a cold deck either way, but this is just ice cold.
And he slow plays it, checks over to Esfandiari.
Antonio's in a very tough spot. Impossible to know he's beat right now.
Bets 3,400.
Viffer's in a great spot. He's got the nuts right now.
Comes over the top to 10 grand.
Very difficult to get away from this hand. There just aren't a lot of ways to be beaten, and there are a lot of draws out there that Viffer could be betting. Since Antonio has the ace of hearts, he knows Viffer isn't on the nut flush draw. That may help him a little, but even still, it's tough to get away from a hand like this, especially against an aggressive player like Viffer.
Antonio re-raises to $28,000.
It's pretty understandable to not be able to fold there, but by raising, you're only giving your opponent two options, fold or shove on you. If you're ahead, you don't want him to fold, and if you're behind, you don't want him to shove.
Viffer shoves.
Oh, it's so sick.
Antonio probably has a pretty good idea he's beat now. It's been over 90,000 put in on this flop when there was only 7K to begin with. Pretty tough to imagine now that one pair would be good, but Antonio may feel as if he's pot committed.
This would be for the rest of Antonio's stack.
This. Probably got me, you know? But I'm pretty tilted and steamed.
Antonio calls.
Want to run it twice?
Whatever you want.
We'll run it twice.
Deal.
I have 3 queens.
God, you just own me, Viv. You really do.
Looks like the magician's about to get the rabbit pulled out of his hat.
So they've agreed to run it 2 times. We will see the turn and the river twice, each time playing for half the pot.
Antonio's apparently agreed with himself to not show his aces to the table.
Jack on the turn.
Chow folded an ace, so you can see Antonio's got 1 out singular.
The first river card. 3 of clubs. Viffer wins half the pot.
Oh, I think I'm gonna quit. Oh. It's not your day, it's not your day. Right, Chow Chow?
Yeah. Me and you and
It's not your day, it's not my day. I think it's time for me to go.
Me and you, same boat. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Do you have outs?
I definitely have outs.
Run number 2, 10 of hearts.
It's a very good card for me.
Antonio can hit hearts now.
Looking for outs, that can't be too bad.
Do you have flush?
It's a very good card.
The river. Antonio is saved.
Ship it.
But he's still here.
Oh my God.
I don't want you to leave here.
Oh my God, I'm staying. I was about to quit.
Wow.
Barry looking at queen 10.
Oh my God. Barry, relax. Only 2 more hands. You can go home in just a minute.
A raise to 5,100.
Is that a call?
5,100. That's the raise.
I'm sorry, how much?
51.
Oh, total 5,100? Oh, man. All right.
You're calling money bags. Come on.
Rick on the straddle, suited. Calls. You're right, Joe.
Was there any doubt?
Viffer on the double straddle, suited connectors, also makes the call.
That's the man Rick just said calm down to.
3 players.
The flop. 9-8-7.
Action flop. Viffer's flopped a straight. Rick's got top pair and an open ender.
Rick checks. Viffer checks.
Barry's got 1 overcard and an open ender as well to the high end, but 2 of his outs are gone.
Barry bets 9,000.
There's a lot going on here. We could see a lot of money headed for the middle. Wouldn't expect Rick to fold top pair and an open ender.
He's measuring out a raise. To 29,000.
Viffer's got the mage straight. Let's see what he does.
I'm all in.
Viffer shoves all in. Barry folds.
Rick's done the heavy lifting for Viffer and built this pot up nicely.
You might just get the call. I got top pair open-ended.
Viffer's got a straight, but it's the low end and susceptible to redraw.
How much you got?
110, 20, about 130 more.
At least 2 of Rick's outs are gone.
Wow.
Rick's played over 100 hands this week to grind out a profit of over 100,000 at the start of this hand. If he makes the call and loses, he'll be down over 100,000.
How sick. Second to last hand. You are making such a move. If I fold, you show me?
I never answer that question in the middle of the hand.
Yeah, but you never play with me, so that rule doesn't count. I'm telling you, if you say I'll show you, I promise I fold. That's binding. So there's no risk to you by divulging information.
I could never answer that question. Barry, would you explain to him why, especially after now? Like,
No, I don't want to
if
get
I
in the
say
middle.
that, then that means that like I want you to call, right? If I say that I'll show you, then I could automatically take the pot. It's like a really bad position for yourself. It would be me taking advantage of you.
I'm folding anyway. I just want to know what you have.
Oh, well, then that's the case. I'll show you.
Rick gives it
I
up.
really had 6-7, 6-9 there. I had top pair open-ended.
You'll see it anyways.
Yeah. What'd you have?
6-5.
Bottom end of it. Yeah.
5-6 of hearts.
Good fold.
6. I guess I played that bad.
No, you played it perfectly. I'm not calling you. No way. 2 hands to go. You think I'm gonna give it all up? You know how hard I fought to get this back?
Viffer picks up 50 grand there.